Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 49 of A Broken Heart. It's Monday the 12th of October 1998 and it's Monday Night Nitro. We kick off with a couple of pre-show matches. We've got Rick Steiner teaming up with Glacier to take on the Outsiders. They are back, officially still on suspension, but we've brought them back from their official leave. So we'll be using them in pre-show matches until I want to return them to TV. So we've got a pre-show bout that had great heat and decent wrestling. The Outsiders got the win in 13 minutes 35. Kevin Nash pinned Rick Steiner with a big boot. Glacier was the weak link. 64 for the wrestling, 63 for the crowd, and 73 for the segment rating. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Dean Malenko taking on Sid Vicious. This was just to get Sid on the card. Yes, it's not on TV, but give him a match. A good pre-show match. Sid Vicious got the win in 14 minutes 11 by pinfall with a chokeslam. 66 wrestling, 62 crowd, 69 overall. Into the main show then, and we kick off with a video promo featuring Bret Hart and Hollywood Hogan. It's just a recap of their feud, nothing more than that. 82 is really good. It does advance the storyline. Let's move on. Chris Jericho and Bam Bam Bigelow come out. They've obviously been chatting backstage or whatever, and they decided that they want to team up tonight to take on the Giant and Booker T. So all these people are sort of feuding. Booker T is feuding with Jericho, and Bam Bam is feuding with the Giant. So Jericho and Bam Bam had this little idea to come out and challenge them. And of course, Booker T and the Giant come out and they accept the challenge. That's our main event tonight. 76 rating overall. Lots of green there. Really love to see it. Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton take on Totally Perfect. Again, just trying to use our biggest tag team. You know, facing up against one of our kind of undercard tag teams. So what do we get? Great heat and good wrestling. Totally Perfect defeated Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton in 11 minutes 53. Kurt Hennig pinned Bobby Eaton using the ropes for leverage. Kurt Hennig was head and shoulders above everyone else. Well, of course he was. 71 wrestling, 66 crowd, 71 for the segment. So who got the big... Yeah, Kurt Hennig with an 89. That's really good. Rob Van Dam with a self-promo, although I've actually put RVS instead of RVD. But you get the idea. So Ted DiBiase's doing most of the work here, and Rob Van Dam's just sort of a background player. So DiBiase being better on the mic. It's an interview with Gene Okerlund, and they're just cutting a self-promo, really. I had a few minutes to spare. Wanted to use Rob Van Dam. We've not been using him as much as I wanted. He will get his time. His time will come. At the moment, there's lots of other things sort of going on, and other people I'm pushing, and all that sort of business. But yeah, not bad. 79 overall. Pretty decent. Then our new signing, or one of our new signings, Kurt Angle, comes out and he introduces himself and he says, all of you should know who I am, but in case any of you have been living under a rock, I am an Olympic gold medalist for the United States. I've decided to join the WCW to show the world what I can do on the grandest stage, and I believe I can beat anybody. Of course I can. No one else in this company has got an Olympic gold medal. And of course, who responds but Goldberg? Kurt Angle's up for it. Kurt Angle, he has no idea, does he? Kurt Angle's up for it. Okay, sure, yeah, I'll take you on. Why not? You know, doesn't know what he's in for, does he? So yeah, Goldberg responds. 57 rating, a little bit disappointing, but it's kind of we're just going to be sort of telling a long-term story here with Kurt Angle. And then the match that takes place, Kurt Angle gets absolutely destroyed. So in an extremely short match, Goldberg defeated Kurt Angle in 3 minutes 5 seconds by pinfall with the jackhammer. So the idea here is that Kurt Angle, overconfident, Olympic gold medalist, first opponent, you know, Goldberg, gets destroyed. Later on down the line, whether that's 6 months, a year, 18 months, whatever, I'm kind of hoping that Kurt Angle could be the one to break the streak. I don't know. I might want to do that a bit earlier, but it'll fit nicely. In his first ever match, he gets destroyed by Goldberg. Then he ends up being the one to beat that streak. So we'll see. As I say, I might want that streak to end sooner, but we'll see where we go with it. It wasn't brilliant here. Kurt Angle was obviously very green when it comes to pro wrestling. Yeah, so he's unimportant. So we had a 60 for the wrestling, 59 crowd, 65 overall segment rating. Randy Savage comes out and he literally just hypes up Halloween Havoc. Again, a couple of minutes to spare. I wanted to have Savage get a decent score with an angle, someone on the mic. We know that Savage can deliver. So I just said he's just hyping up Halloween Havoc. You know, get a few extra buy rates, a few extra people buying tickets, and who better to have on the mic than Savage? Eddie Guerrero takes on Six, and this did a lot better than I thought it would. In a good match, Eddie Guerrero defeated Six in 13 minutes 39 by pinfall with a frog splash. The match was designed to revolve around lots of high spots. Yep, so we had this as a high spots match. We had 66 wrestling rating, 60 for the crowd, and 78 for the segment. The idea really was just to give Eddie Guerrero a victory, and I thought if we put him against someone like Six, maybe we can have a high spots match. Worked out pretty well, 78. Gene Okerlund interviews Big Van Vader with his manager Teddy Long. And again, it's mainly the work's been done by Teddy Long, really, and Vader's sort of looking there just a bit sort of menacing, intimidation. And they're talking trash on Hart and Goldberg. So Bret Hart beat him last week in the main event, and Teddy Long, maybe not talking trash, maybe that's the wrong way of putting it, but just saying, look, Vader's rusty, you know, he's not been around for a while, but, you know, full confidence he'll get back to his best. You know, he was unlucky against Bret, should have won it really. Bret got lucky. You know, he's trying to do the heel thing here and the excuse for losing. And then he says, you know, we're turning our attention to Goldberg. Big Van Vader is going to be the one to end that streak. So that's the purpose of this, really. That's kind of why we did this. 67 overall. Roddy Piper teams with Sting to take on Royalty, and you know exactly why I've done this. I just want to get Steven Regal over. So we've had him get the victory. He pinned Roddy Piper. I'm hoping, I mean, his momentum is in the toilet. I had a character idea for him. I think it's character idea as well, and I used that, and that failed. So his momentum really is at the bottom. I don't understand the wins I'm giving him, the change of gimmick. I just don't understand why we can't just get him over. I'm not asking for much. I just want to get him into the recognisable level so I can start having a few. He can start beating some unimportant then. But we're having to live with it at the moment. We'll see what we get after this match or after this show. So we had great heat, decent wrestling. Royalty defeated Roddy Piper and Sting in 8 minutes 11. Steven Regal pinned Roddy Piper with a quick cradle, and Sting carried the match. 64 wrestling, 66 crowd, 63 overall. Gorilla Monsoon backstage in the studio area announces a couple of matches for, I've forgotten what our next pay-per-view is, Halloween Havoc. He is announcing the Faces of Fear will defend their tag team championships against the Dudley Boys. And Big Van Vader will take on the Giants. So two sort of giants there to face off at Halloween Havoc. The WCW booking committee, or Randy Savage, whatever you want to call it, has decided that is a match the fans would love to see. So they've decided to put it on. And 62 we get for this rating. I wasn't expecting anything too big. 62 is okay. Diamond Dallas Page takes on La Parka. Disappointed in this one, actually. Yeah, I'm very disappointed, I've got to say. Great heat and decent wrestling. DDP got the win in 11 minutes 34 by disqualification. And this was a storytelling match. So 60 wrestling, 63 crowd, 58 for the segment. Diamond Dallas Page did benefit from having a hot new move. Yeah, I just decided to give him the win, really. Normally, I probably would have gone for La Parka, but I think let's keep DDP's momentum going just for a little bit longer. I'm not ready to sort of job him out yet. Gorilla Monsoon then hosts a contract signing between Hogan and Bret Hart. They will face off again at Halloween Havoc for the championship, and this is just it's your usual contract signing. Of course, it's going to finish in a brawl, which it does until they are pulled apart. Unfortunately, the storyline didn't gain heat, but it hasn't lost either. Loads of green there, and 84 overall. Yeah, quite happy with that one. And our main event, 79. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, we don't get many high 70s matches, so yeah, I guess I've got to be pleased, really. So we had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Bam Bam Bigelow and Chris Jericho defeated Booker T and the Giant in 16 minutes 31 when Chris Jericho pinned the Giant after using a foreign object. So of course, the heels, he had to cheat to get the win. In-ring work, Chris Jericho was head and shoulders above everyone else, and the Giant was the weak link. That's a shame. Chris Jericho in 89, and the Giant 59. Okay, wasn't far off Booker T, though. To call him a weak link, okay, maybe, but it's not like he got a sort of 30-something. And the two storylines, Jericho's new plan advanced, but the Big Boys battle did gain heat, which is always good to see. So did I announce these? Did I tell you what these were? 74 wrestling, 76 crowd, and yeah, 79 for the rating overall. What do we get for the show then? 80. Yeah, okay, I'm pleased with that. Anything above 80, really, I'm pleased with. I've got to start looking at getting the 80s and 90s, though. I've really got to start putting on some spectacular matches. Probably a lot more I could be doing, but also, even our main eventers aren't really over. I think our highest over guy is probably Hogan, and he's like early 90s. So, yeah, I need to sort of work on, particularly the youngsters. People like Jericho got plenty of time. You know, let's really get him over, like big time. See if we can get him, you know, sort of maxed out. So yeah, 80 overall. I'm not going to complain about that. Financial report, yeah, making 340,000. Popularity recap, yeah, lots of pop there, gaining. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look at a couple of things backstage. So first of all, in a couple of emails, Arn Anderson opinion, 6 doesn't connect with the fans, okay, and Nitro figures. Right, yeah, I want a quick look just to see if anything has moved with Steven Regal. I mean, probably not. I'm not going to look at everyone. Let's just go to Steven Regal. Still unimportant. Ice cold momentum. Why? Popularity, yeah. He's literally not moved. He's not moved. I mean, I can't even blame it on TEW9 because there was nothing happening on the 2020 version of this save either, was there? I've been trying to push him since then. Nothing. Okay, there was. I just wanted a quick look at the WWF because, yeah, just interesting, really, just see what's happening. Current European champion, One Man Gang. Blimey, we've had the Executioner and Chainsaw Charlie as well. And Karma Mustafa. I can't say I know. Okay, maybe Karma Mustafa was real because looking at the dates there. Maybe even Chainsaw Charlie then. I mean, this is how little I know about wrestling of that era. But yeah, the Executioner and now the One Man Gang. WWF Heavyweight. Let's leave that till last. Let's have a look. Who won the King of the Ring? Jeff Jarrett. Light Heavyweight Champion? Flash Funk. Okay. Royal Rumble winner, we wouldn't have had a new one yet. Intercontinental Champion? Owen Hart? Okay, yeah, nice to see. And Tag Team Champions? Well, Legion of Doom are the Tag Team Champions. Wow, actually, and it's their third. So they won it back in October to November 97. That's not real. Were they? Were they really champions? I know so little about this era. Okay, who's the heavyweight champion? Oh, it's Stone Cold. Stone Cold, and it's his first reign. Wow, okay, I just wanted to look at that really, just sort of see where we were. This is, yeah, episode 49. I'm going to draw it to a close now. Next episode then will be 50, and I was kind of thinking about doing something a little bit special or different, but what? I don't know. I don't know what I can do really. I mean, I'd ask for your ideas, but because I record so far in advance, by the time you've seen this video, I would have recorded episode 50 and edited it and scheduled it for upload, weeks ago. So there's no point really. But if you can come up with some ideas now for what I could possibly do on episode 75, which would be the next kind of, it's not quite as grand as 100, but 75 maybe, if you want to see me do something different or something special, let me know. I'm going to close this one out now then. So take care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.